everybody, Harold here. There's a new Maven music challenge out there, and I'm going to show you how to did my cleaning in Pandas and how I got to add to the history a genre column. This is my ending cleaning product. It's got all the columns included, and I pulled the genre from Spotify through their API. I think it's really cool. So let's get started. Uh, Maven Music Challenge is making your own version of Spotify Wrapped, which is a recap of your listening history by downloading your streaming history. There's 20 days remaining in the Maven Music Challenge, and if you watch this walkthrough or go to your Spotify account, so if you go to openspotify.com and log in, you're in your account. Go up here to your profile account. If you go down here to security and privacy, account privacy, scroll down from there. Uh, there's a lot of cool stuff here, but we're looking for this download your data, prepared streaming, preparing extended streaming history, blah, 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 lets you download your history. Well, I requested my data on January 9th, and it can take up to 30 days. Uh, Maven challenge ends in 20 days. I hope I get it. If not, Maven did include a sample data set provided. So I'm going to go ahead and work with that. You can download it here. It's a CSV, 11 fields, about 150,000 records. Um, so let's go to Google Colab. So here we are in Google Colab Notebook. I will have this available in my GitHub repository. You can run it or recreate your own. So the Maven Music Challenge Pandas data cleaning. Let's install the necessary packages. If you don't have Pandas installed, you can run this bash command, pip install pandas. I'm going to comment that out so I don't do it. But if you do it, you install pandas and then you import pandas as PD. That's done. You need to get the data from the CSV file. The data is available for download here. I've downloaded it and put it in my pandas directory. The way you get it into the Colab, and you have to do this every time because Colab is running on Google Cloud, and when we disconnect, the data disappears. And be aware your data is going into the Google Cloud. So you click, so you open the, file folder here, click on the upload, select your file, Spotify history, open. It's going to warn you your files are saved elsewhere. It's going to be deleted when runtime is terminated. That's okay. Right click on the file, copy the path, paste it here. Let's put your a note here. Paste your file path here. Now, let's take a look at the data. Oh, diff head will display the first 5 rows. Here's all the columns: Spotify track, time played, platform, milliseconds played, date and time played, platform, milliseconds played, track name, artist name, album name, reason start, end, shuffle, and skipped. We're going to add the genre. They didn't give it to us. See how big it is. It is 110,992 rows. Let's get the shape. 11 columns. Basic info. There are all objects except milliseconds played is an integer 64 type. They're 110,992 rows, but some of them are less than that. We have some missings. One integer 64 and 10 objects. Let's describe. That gives you basic stats on the numerical columns. Only thing is milliseconds played. And those are tiny scientific notation values. Okay. We do want to change TS to datetime data type. Pandas PD to datetime. We're taking the TS column and turning it into a datetime object. Let's get the info. Now TS is datetime 64. So we've done that. Let's get the shape in the head. 110.992. We do want to change those. Get rid of the NAs. So let's drop those. DF equals DF dot drop now. And see how many of that fed. We're down from 110.992 to 110.779. So 213 rows of NAs were dropped. That's still a lot. I'm going to restrict it to 1 year for my visualization purposes, so I can do seasonal stuff. I don't need 6 years. I think the original database covered 2013 to 2019. Let's just see. Here's a good way to use Colab. Watch this. Get me the date range for the generate. The part we need here is, we'll just take all this off. Min date, so print date range 2013 to 2021. We had 8 years of data. I don't need all that. Let's cut it down to 1 year. And that was a cool way you can use Gemini. Thank you, Google. If you want to just ask Gemini something, you can go over here. If you want Gemini to explain the code, you can go here. If you make an error, Gemini will explain that also. Really cool. So restricted 2018 only. DF equals DF. TS dot datetime dot year equals 2018. Get the shape in the head there. Now we're down to 14,817 rows. Still 11 columns. Looks pretty good. Let's look at that head by itself. It looks better. So there, all are starting at 1/1, 2018. Great. Let's see the tail just to check it out. And 12/28/2018. Awesome. So let's write this to a new file called Spotify History Clean CSV. And that will appear here. I'm going to take you to over here real quick. Just skip to the, this takes quite a while to add the genre column, and you're using Spotify resources and they will cut you off. If you try to do this with all 110,000 rows, you run out of time. They'll make you wait 24 hours. But here's what you do. So go to the developer app. There's a link here. Redirect. This is the Spotify developer app. This is the back end of Spotify. You can get data from here to use in your apps and databases. Great place to get sample data. So click on the down arrow next to your user ID, which is this long string here. Go to your dashboard. Click on Create App. Fill all this out. Whether you do it or not doesn't matter. I use my GitHub repo for the redirect URL. And when you hit Save, let's go back to the dashboard. It gives you an app. So I call my genre finder. When you open that app and click on settings, it gives you a client ID and a client secret. Then we'll go back to Colab and use that ID and secret to get what we want. So add genre column from Spotify API, go to the developer app, click on your user ID, go to the dashboard, create an app to get the client ID and secret, insert your ID, secret, and Spotify history file path in the code below. So bash command pip install Spotify pandas. Spotipy, that's a new package. It's only for dealing with Spotify. I like the name. Uh, so let's write it. This is a long one. I'll kind of guide you through it, but you pretty much want to copy and paste this one first time you do it. You can adjust the variables at your leisure. So get Spotify. From Spotify, import Spotify. Spotify OAuth. From Spotify OAuth 2, import Spotify client credentials. And I want to import time, and I'll show you the reason for that in a minute. So you insert your credentials here. You don't have to do anything else, but what we're doing here is creating a variable called credentials manager that holds your credentials, and then creating another variable that holds your Spotify client credentials, and then creating a fetch genre mechanism with a retry. And what we're doing with the retry is it's going to use time.sleep. If you don't do this, to avoid error messages, if you don't do this, it's going to time out every 4 or 5 artists until you got to wait a second. You'll avoid all these error messages, or most of them, if you do this. So we got a function called get genre with retry. It takes one variable, artist name. While true, try searching for the artist. Results equals Spotify search, and you fill out artist name, type equals artist, limit 1. I'm also limiting to one artist, so unique artists. I don't want to try to attach a genre to all 14,000 rows, just to the artists, and then when the artist comes up, we'll append it to that row. So except when there's a rate limit error, retry after the rate limit error before I even see it. It's going to take that to time.sleep and wait that long before it retries. And if it doesn't catch it, it's going to print the error, but it will avoid you chunking through it, hitting errors and waiting. You'll just see it flow smoothly. Then we read in the CSV file, the path. I've now got clean CSV over here. Then I set the file path. My data frame equals pd.read the file path. We create a dictionary to store all the artist genres. So artist colon genre will be in this dictionary. I'm going to add a new genre column to the database. It's empty. For every index and row, and iterating through the rows, and the artist name equals the row artist name. If it's not already in this list, put it in the list, then fetch the genre using the function we created above. Then the artist genre's name equals join with the genre. If it's not there, put unknown. Spotify doesn't have a genre for it, it's going to put unknown. Then it'll append the artist genre in a new column. Then we add the genre column to the data frame. Output it to a new CSV file called output with genres CSV, and then just put a little message to say it's done. Genres added to the CSV save to file name. So when I run that, I get this. See, where does it start? It's a huge list. I don't know. This person lists to a lot of different people. So Daddy Yankee, Black Keys, Santana, Maluma, Houndmouth. See, they're all individuals. I didn't do every song, but you get the whole list for a genre, every artist, and then at the end, as I showed you before, it's the DF head, and we have a genre column added to our data frame. So I thought that was really cool. I hope you did too. That should do it for the cleaning. I'll have another video on the DAX measures and creating my dashboard in Power BI, but I wanted to get this out so people could work on it now. So thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody.